ese amor llega sin esta manera. Ven, 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 ven. Bamboleo, bambolea, porque mi vida yo la prefiero vivir así. Bamboleo, bamboleo.
After we put fuel in, not long after that, it was just like a loss of power, and it wasn't consistent. I just thought we need to get this checked out.
Because now after this, we leave and then we start the ascent properly up into the mountains, and we do not want to be breaking down there.
Obviously pulled up, found a Land Rover garage, which was brilliant. That might put him right off, Ollie. There's a bit of a language barrier trying to explain, you know, what had happened.
Yesterday?
Different diesel.
Met the owner of the garage who wanted to take it for a quick test drive to try and understand, you know, what was going on with it. The only way we could communicate was by hand signals and making weird noises. So he's going, so I'm going like that, and he's going no, but basically he thinks it's the fuel filter. But they need time for the engine to cool down, because they have to take part of it out, and then they have a siesta at 1:30.
My God, what temperature do you think it is?
First night, we found this absolutely gorgeous spot. Nice bit of wild camping. So we're going to set up the tent now. Set up in the dark. Luckily it is high summer in Spain, so there's no chance that it's going to rain. Oh shit. It rained. I had some dinner, went to bed. It's about 7 o'clock, we're going to head off, start the day, and so the trip begins proper.
Well, the problem is we think a fuse has gone. We don't have power to the 3-pin plugs, but the car itself has power. That's not a problem.
No, still nothing.
I think part of the thing of owning an expedition vehicle like this is that you just have to accept that there's going to be, you know, kinks. Like, none of this stuff is standard; it's all custom made. Let's see if we can get her back to scratch.
After a long day of getting the car sorted, 3-hour drive to get here.
No air conditioning, but it has a shower. So there's an area that we're driving to which is a bit of desert land. It's known for some pretty cool rock formations. We're going to go for a drive, do some off-roading, and then go find a campsite for the night.
It's surprisingly not as warm as you would think.
We're sort of on the edge of about to hitting the actual desert, so we're going to stop for a spot of lunch, bit of a drink. We've got the awning out because we are starting to get right into the middle of the hot day sun now.
So we're going to let the air up tyres, just to increase the tyre size, so it's better for driving off-road.
That's the
Huta.
You'll find that it's Puma. Puma España. Catalan flag crossed out. They're saying they don't believe in it.
Puta means fuck.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's what I was trying to tell you.
Oh, is that what you were telling me?
Yeah.
Sorry. Well, that's not very nice, is it? Such a beautiful country.
Northern Spain is currently going through a series of wildfires that it has not been able to control. In the distance there is smoke, and that's the direction we're heading in. Serious stuff.
See the plumes of smoke that were on the ground were really dark.
So we're doing a bit of pre-laning. The thing is that obviously this is a normal lane, and over time, maybe it's just the summer, I don't know, but the track has kind of dissolved. I'm waist deep inside this thing.
I think we could do it.
Classic Gav, he's considering it. I told him that we weren't really keen, but...
Well, he's certainly given it enough thought. If you want to do this sort of thing, do it first thing in the morning. No, like a couple of hours before it gets dark.
We'd love to do it, and I think we probably could, but given the time, if something goes wrong or it takes a while, or...
Obviously, wild camping is not allowed. It feels always very sketchy. It's fine, it goes for a good little tear, but I get very anxious. I sometimes think I'm a bad fit for wild camping, Gav.
We got an expedition car, fitted it out with wild camping equipment, invited Ollie on a wild camping holiday, turned up at a wild camping spot in a wild lane, and Ollie went, "What's this? I can't stay here. I can't do this."
It just still feels...
Big surprise.
It still feels a bit naughty. Where we camped last night was a reservoir that's been man-made, and there's all this farmland that's situated it that used to be used and now is just not used for anything. And so you've got all these abandoned buildings and abandoned towns that are everywhere. So we're basically going to have a look at some of the abandoned buildings that are in the area. This is the town of Esco, which was abandoned in the 1960s when the reservoir was made. When this reservoir was made, so much of the farmland just became unusable, and obviously, you know, a lot of it went underwater. And even now, you can see the new areas that are slowly getting submerged as the level slowly rises. I think some people still live here. When we arrived, it's a man, an old man with his shopping, just sort of staring at us. We sort of gave him a wave, made our intentions clear for what we're here for, and he sort of just walked on. So I don't know what that means, but. And you've got places like this, kind of, you know, abandoned church, which, I mean, it's just, you know, an incredible building that's just sort of been left, really.
Ese amor llega así esta manera.
Searching for the next campsite, going through some tracks that you don't get loads of use. So Gav's just sussing out whether or not we can get through this bit, basically.
This one's a better one.
Ese amor llega así esta manera.
What do you think of the first option?
I particularly like the first option. It's very shallow.
Yeah, this one's a bit closer to the water. It's got the view, but you can see the winds kicking a bit there.
Bambolea, porque mi vida yo la prefiero vivir así. Bambolea, bambolea, porque mi vida yo la prefiero vivir así.
It is, but it's beautiful. And the wind's going to die down. It's varying between 10 and 12 at the moment. Really, we want under 10.
So in the end, we decided that we're going to stick it out because the wind speed's going to die down enough. It's as windy as it will be now. This breeze changes the temperature so much.
So we got
Food as well.
ribeye steak,
Good wine.
peppers, bravas, and salad. We actually, to this point, haven't touched the route, the blue line whatsoever. Because of the setbacks that we had with the car originally, we're almost halfway through the journey and distance, but the first half we haven't followed the track, so now we need to go back, join the track.
So you want to continue from here to, say, Andorra? So
Bit of a slow start this morning. We had some lovely bottles of Rioja, but we're packing up and we might consider cooling off in this.
if not 38.
We've been slowly making our way east across this whole trip, and we're about to start the ascent. So for the first time, we've actually got mountains. We are right in the depth of the valley now. There is no phone signal whatsoever. We need to get better at just doing this earlier. We're just living the living too late. Yes, okay, there's going to be a right that's coming up. Right, slow it down as we go into this bend, this right here. Fuck!
Oh, I just need a bit. Yeah. It would be safer to be tackling this in the morning.
In the daylight, yeah. I mean,
If you're comfortable
I'm more
with
confident going forward
Yeah,
than I am reversing here.
But I agree, this is...
I know, I'm not chuffed.
I mean, working each other up rather than supporting each other doesn't help morale or a situation or decisions. Or...
The problem here is that we got here too late again.
Yeah.
We got here too late. I know that I can be quite uptight in that respect. I think also sometimes it's good to be a little bit restrained and a little bit like, okay.
What was the restrained decision?
It was something to the effect of, let's turn around here. And you're like, I just want to see what's over this.
Yeah. Which is why
forcefully.
I said I'm sorry.
It's difficult because that attitude is what gets us the really nice.
That's what got us the spot yesterday.
But I mean,
But this is part of it. It's part and parcel. We're out the rain. We're semi-fed.
I know it just feels like the highs are so high, but the lows and like the nighttime elements of it are just like
Yeah, you're tired. You're hungry. You just want to settle. It's exhausting.
Makes for a good video diary though.
Yeah.
Gavin is reducing the tyre pressures in order that we can get a better grip as we climb these tracks.
The sidewall on this near side tyre is splitting. I know it looks horrific there. Like, normally you wouldn't see that pressure under a sidewall, so it looks really bad, but it's just a little crack. There's lots of layers to it. Our best bet is to go to a garage, wash this off, swap them.
Makes total sense to me, Gav.
So we'll do
I'm
that.
just glad you're not suggesting we actually do it here.
No.
Well, if it goes on this, are we going to notice because we're going so slowly?
Yeah, everyone knows. The car will be like...
3 wheels on my wagon,
Yeah.
and I'm still rolling along.
3 wheels on my wagon, and I'm still rolling along. The Cherokees are chasing me.
So last night, this was the sheer rock face that we were driving over. We had no idea what it was. And
In fairness, that was just as scary during the day. That was still pretty sketchy, wasn't it? That was...
As always, it's the unknown that is the scariest bit. It is very, very scary in the middle of the night.
Watch those Cherokees go galloping by.
George, they're catching up to us.
Get back in the wagon, woman. 2 wheels on my wagon, and I'm still rolling along. Them Cherokees are after me. Flaming spears burn my ears, but I'm singing.
Yesterday, we crossed this bridge to get to the area we were camping in. Obviously it rained overnight, and now that bridge looks like this.
Pretty strong, but it's not blowing me away, and I'm nowhere near.
Any concerns about it?
Yeah, I don't like that there's pressure on it.
Yesterday, there was no water here. I can't remember if I got any clips of this, but we drove over it. The water wasn't even on the bridge.
That water didn't sweep me away, but you've got very little resistance. A couple of skinny legs. Depends how high the water goes there, how much resistance the vehicles provide.
Well, the decision's been made, and they're doing it.
I could sail through it.
Didn't even feel it.
My heart rate. Another day in wonderful Spain. Tonight we've come to the village of Sahun to observe the festival of San Juan.
This is what the Christians would call St. John's Festival. And probably the closest thing in the UK would be the summer solstice. The way it's celebrated here is through the importance of fire, and I think it's something to do with renewal, being an agricultural area. The fire festival itself takes place up the hill where the young men run down the hill, and the torches, which are made from birch bark, and one of the traditions is they write down all their troubles and woes on a piece of paper, and that goes on the bonfire, thereby leaving it all behind.
Esqueta, which is an old restaurant famous for overlanders. They love to do this tour route and come here, but we didn't really expect to find the fireplace, the old stairs, lots of the old stickers. You can see all the overlanders and everything. And we're just having some local food now, so we got some lamb, some blood sausage. I think this is a rabbit sausage. It looks really good. I'm going to tuck in.
Caution breeze in Catalan, and now it's April. You can see it's quite busy. A few bees around. They look quite small, and they're black and white. One of the locals said to me that now you need to get the direction straight down or leaning to the right or left. Yeah. Oh. It will get painful.
Oh fuck!
He's taking it. Do you want that?
No, I don't want the sting.
On a gathering storm comes a tall, handsome man in a dusty black coat with a red right hand.
Bee sting report, it's not that bad, it's alright. Yeah, So we're on our final day and we are going to ascend up into the mountains. So it's very weird being in a ski village with no snow. I've never done that before. Are you excited for the climb?
I am. I'm keen to get going. That's not what I meant. That's not the line I was going with.
No, it's fine. Quite literally on top of the clouds, and the air's really thin, or I'm really unfit. One or two. I cannot believe the variance in temperature that we've had on this trip. We have gone from literally baking in 42-degree heat, so hot, and seeing planes distribute water over wildfires, to lows of 5 today. It's mad.
It's not time to make a change. Just relax, take it easy.
I think the trip was a real success. One of the best bits for me was being able to test out all the new stuff on the car, change the weight, change the drive, change the off-road ability, change our camping ability. We were able to get right out there, away from everyone, completely isolated, and the result was the spots that we stayed at. It was awesome.
But I'm happy.
I think the main thing that I've learned is that you have to put a lot into these trips in order to get quite a lot out of them. But I think the rewards that you get out of that are experiences that are so hard to replicate on any other kind of holiday. I think highlight for me definitely has to be Montmesson Lake. I think we just nailed overlanding. We arrived on time, we explored it all, we set up, Gavin made amazing steak. You know, it was a great sleep, and then the next day we had a swim in the lake as well. So I think that's probably definitely the highlight.
The highlight for me is definitely Pica Palomera. The lake up on the mountaintop there at 7,400 feet was amazing. The drive up there, rock climbing in a Defender, was something else. One of the better things for me was to appreciate Gavin's driving skills on road and particularly off road. I definitely appreciated all his navigational skills. The two guys that have my respect and are thoroughly good eggs.
This is the thing about being on a trip with a famous influencer like Gavin from the Overland Army, is that he's just constantly on his phone, constantly getting content.
This is serious.
People need content. We have quite literally run out of road.
Get an Overlander, they said. It'll be fun, they said.
Gavin, look. I think we might have found the last remaining inhabitant of the town of Esco.
Escobar. I've been caught.
There's so much you have to go through. Find a girl, settle down.
Do you feel like the safest thing to be doing in wildfire season?
Yeah.
All the times that I've cried, keeping all the things I knew inside. It's hard.
Do you mind?
Oh Oh, are you getting changed?
If they were right, I'd agree. But it's them they know, not me. Now there's a way, and I know that I have to go away. I know I have to go.